What's it take to make a lasting change in your life? Stay tuned. Damon here with NLP Gym. Why core transformation? Well, first of all, I've never taken the workshop for core transformation, and I wanted to learn this model. Core transformation is a model about using resistance, your inner resistance, your perceived obstacles, and using them as the gateway and the doorway to creating the life that you desire and that you want to live, and ultimately finding health and well-being and happiness. Steve and Connie Ray Andreas were some of the early developers in NLP. And when I discovered their work, it was like winning the lottery. I had immersed myself in NLP and had been learning it for years, and yet I had never come across their work. And it was almost like everything that I had been looking for was in their work, and I couldn't find it until I had a chance encounter with Connie Ray Andreas, which then led to me meeting Steve Andreas, and then realizing that they have created some of the greatest technology out there already. And sometimes I get the question, well, when are you going to write your book? When are you going to create your model or innovate your technology? And what I often tell people is there's enough out there that anytime I look to solve a problem, anytime I look to create a model, it's usually has already been created. And lately I've been looking to Andreas's work to find what I'm looking for, because they've often created something either similar or dead on to what I'm looking for. So when that day comes where I see that a new distinction needs to be made, or there's a problem that doesn't really have a solution, or there's a model for excellence that doesn't exist, I will write that book. But until then, I am soaking up all of the models that I possibly can and all of the trainings that I can. What's also happening is, the reason why I chose Mark to teach this, because his mother is the one who created the workshop, and she's not the only one who teaches it. Her sister teaches it, and there are several people who are authorized to teach it. I chose Mark because Mark is 34 years old, and he is one of the newer generation, or the next generation NLPer. And what I found in trainings lately is the sun is basically setting on the first generation of NLPers and the early developers. And a lot of them are retiring, but a lot of them are not retiring. And the ones who are not retiring, they're not really passing on the torch to the next generation. And I think this has been part of the reason why NLP has dwindled in this country. And in some cases, not all trainers, but in some cases, trainers have actually suppressed their students from learning more and becoming as good as them or moving beyond them, because they're holding on to NLP so much, and they're trying to make it their own. They're trying to make it theirs and no one else's. To me, this is antithetical to everything NLP is all about, but that's a different story. So anyway, I'm doing my part in bringing in new and younger trainers. And when you consider where Mark has come from, he's been groomed and taught by perhaps two of the best NLPers in the world. And I can think of no one else of this generation who is more dynamic than Mark. And so I'm really excited to see what he can do, and you should be too. Steve is very critical of other people's work, and this is, I think, a good thing. It's not a personal issue he has with other trainers, though I think some of them take it personally. And he was able to point out distinctions that I could not see, especially from people who were my trainers, like Robert Dilts and L. Michael Hall, who just recently came here and taught Metastates, his Metastates model. I asked him what he thought of Steve's criticisms of his work, and he said he didn't really understand them too much because he felt like they were kind of where core transformation left off. When I asked Steve about that, he said that basically core transformation is an associated model and Metastates is a disassociated model. So I know what these terms mean, associated and disassociated, but I don't really know what they mean in relation to this model. But since I've already had the Metastates training, and Mark is coming in September to teach the core transformation model, I'm hoping to understand that distinction. And when you start to reach a level in NLP where you're starting to get to the mastery level, it's these small and seemingly trivial distinctions that will really take your training to the next level and your skill level to the next level. So whether you're just starting out in this and you don't have any NLP training, or you've had some NLP training, or you're an advanced level in NLP training, there is something in this for everyone, including you. And that's why I want to learn this model. I've had lots of training, I've had lots of practice, I teach, yet I'm still a student, and I know that there's so much more for me to learn. So come check out Core Transformation. I'm really excited about this model, and if you trust my judgment, and I hope you do, come check it out. It's September 16th, 17th, and 18th. Check out our website, nlp-gym.com. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. And if you like this video, please click like and leave a comment. Follow us on Facebook for real-time updates on free practice sessions that we're holding, and also upcoming trainings. Take care. Last a lifetime. Stay tuned.